What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about how the Nowhere team is needed for the next legendary character. And in doing so, we're going to be doing our Starlord Annihilation Unlock, Red Star Orb Opening, T4s, and Iso8 recommendations. But before we jump into that, I just want to give a big shout out to today's sponsors, Amazon Coins. A big thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Amazon Coins. Amazon Coins is a great way to save money on your in-app purchases for a variety of games. Depending on the amount of your purchase, you can save anywhere between 3 and 10%. As you can see, if we were to buy 10,000 Amazon coins, we would only be spending $92 instead of $100, a savings of 8%, aka $8. Look, if I were able to save that much on all my purchases since I started playing mobile games, I would be a much richer man. Aside from that, it's a great way to budget your spending so you don't go over said budget while making multiple small purchases. Instead, we just load up on coins and we use that as our budget. If nothing catches your eye in the near future, do not worry, the coins never expire, so you can simply hold on to them until a good offer pops up. So if you're going to be going hard on Gwenpool to round out your new warriors and rule the Crucible, or investing in the new Apex war team Nowhere to just destroy the enemies in war, make sure you stock up on some Amazon coins. And guys, if you're new to Amazon coins, make sure you go to the link in the description below or in the top pinned comment, and it'll bring you to this page here, which you'll be able to navigate down to download the Amazon App Store and then download the game. From there, you'll be able to pick up your coins and enjoy big savings on your in-app purchases. Also, make sure you use my QR code so that they know that I sent you. Have a great day, and let's get back to the video. Before we jump into the orb opening and the T4s and Iso8 recommendations, I just wanted to read this to you. This is a mail we just got in game. Intel has identified that in addition to being an Apex threat in war, the Nowhere team will play a critical role in recruiting the new Strike members. Nova will be among the legendary characters who can penetrate the Dark Dimension to recruit the Super Skrull. And in the not-so-distant future, the entire Nowhere team will be called upon to help recruit the next legendary character. So if you were here for the Nova trials, which I know a lot of you were, Masters of Evil were needed to unlock Nova at a high star level, to do the higher difficulties. It seems that Nowhere will be needed for the next Scourge-like event. I have a lot of thoughts on this. There's a lot that goes into this. I don't want to talk about negative or positive feelings about this whatsoever right now. We'll save that for another video where we talk about why this might be the case and how this team will perform and some speculation leading into the trial. But this video is going to be happy vibes. We're going to do some orb opening and hopefully get a little bit salty. Starlord Annihilation was here. I did purchase him. Again, big thanks to Amazon Coins for facilitating this video. Let's go ahead and open up some red stars. Red stars. Do you want to spend some gold? Seed theory? Do we seed theory this ish? Of course we do. Of course we seed theory this. Starlord looks to be a very, very cool character. I don't think he's going to be the savior of the Nowhere team whatsoever. I think that's going to be big time on Thor and on Nova. But Starlord has his part to play for sure. Especially outside of war, I believe, is where he's going to shine the most. So we spent our stuff. I don't think I have any gold orbs open, do I? We got a Cosmo orb. We need big Cosmo energy. Let's go. Oh, that's the wrong furry. That's the wrong furry. Okay, but you know what? That's just getting the bad luck out of the way. Let's go ahead and let's open up for Starlord Annihilation. What do I want on this character? I want a 5 red star on this character. I don't think Starlord deserves a 6 red star opening. I'm not going to bother opening one of those. I'll open up these 5s. Hopefully we get them sooner rather than later. Actually, no, hopefully not. Hopefully you guys get to see me rage out. Screens flip. Everything's on fire. Let's open up these 5s. Nope, those are 4s. Let's open up these 5s. And hopefully we don't get them right away. I've been getting the characters right away on the first orb. That's a really stupid problem to complain about, except in these videos, we need to kind of extend the time. It's funnier if I'm getting hurt in my soul. So let's go for that. Here we go. And it's Dagger. I'm so mad. Let's get that rage started. Here we go. And it's not a yellow. It's Captain America World War II. I'm so mad. Okay, let's keep going. Let's open up some 4s now. Let's go. Starlord Annihilation. Kang. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Keep padding the runtime, please. There's a 4 Corvus. All right, here we go. I was just kidding, Scopely. Listen, I do want the video to go long, but I don't want to burn the horde on Starlord, okay? We want to go big on Thor. So please, give me him the 5 right now. Do it. Here's the 5 Starlord. That's a Black Panther. But we do have an Elite 5. Let's go ahead and open up the Elite 5. 3, 2, 1. Starlord Annihilation right here, right now, and it's Domino. All right, I am really regretting taunting the game, saying that I wanted to pad the time. I don't want to pad it that much. I really don't. I don't want to. Give me Starlord. And we got him at a 5. Woo! All you have to do is grovel. If you grovel for the scraps, Scopely will answer you. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some T4s and Iso8 recommendations for this nowhere character who will be needed in the next legendary event. All right, guys, so here we are on the Marvel Strike Force website. I don't actually have enough resources to build up this character, as not many people do, even though we're buying the cap. Don't know what the gold economy is right now, or the trading material economy. Let's go. T4s Iso8. All right, so we'll talk T4s first, and then we'll head over to Iso8 later, because they kind of build into each other. So the basic on Starlord Annihilation. We do that, T4 is going to give us 100% extra damage, which is a good amount of damage. Bring that up to 360 to primary and adjacent targets. And it'll apply 1 vulnerable up to a maximum of 5. This does apply on the ISO attack, but there is actually a resistance check for these vulnerables that there isn't normally when we talk about like having Skirmisher or having Raider. So it loses a lot of its value there. So it's kind of interesting that that can be applied on the Striker attack. He does have some interesting interactions with Vulnerable. For the special, that's just high value. This is definitely not an essential T4 in my opinion. The special, apply blind for 2 turns to the primary target that's outside of war. In war, apply blind for 2 turns to the highest damage, non-primary, attack primary, and adjacent. So again, we're doing like a 3-person attack against the regular 5v5. And it applies 2 vulnerables. There is a focus check there. In war, you'll gain 1,000% extra focus, much more likely to land it, and it's unavoidable. That T4, 100% damage to primary secondary targets in war. If Nova's an ally, clear immunity. Now, if we go ahead and apply that, clearing immunity actually applies before the blind attempts to go on. This can be very big for members like, I guess it's Infinity Watch or any other kind of team that might spawn with immunity in the near future. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 400% damage. When that T4, this is going to be a very, very important T4. Probably his most essential. But yes, this is a very essential T4. His ultimate does damage, primary and adjacent, applies 2 bleeds for 2 turns and heal block for 2 turns. With that T4, an extra 90% damage to the primary and adjacents. And in war, apply trauma to each target with vulnerable. So the target has to have vulnerable. So he does have a lot of things where he's trying to rely on vulnerables. For that reason, we'll talk about his ISO now. I strongly think, boom, Raider. Now, the reason for Raider is because we don't want him eating up those vulnerables, especially since it's not a guarantee he will apply it with that resist check it has. We want to make sure he's hitting into targets with vulnerable. Not to mention, I do want to make sure Nova's eating up all those vulnerables. And for me, I like Cosmo Healer. I like Korg Fortifier. So the more vulnerables I can get out there with Raider, the better. He's applying extra vulnerables on his special if it lands, on his basic if it's not resisted. So I think we're going to have enough vulnerables with him as a Raider and Thor as a Raider and Nova eating them all up. With the other two kind of having like supporting ISOs, right? So yeah, this T4, very, very influential. Obviously, anything that does trauma into like an AoE group, that's always huge. So that's definitely an essential T4 as well. Still value that special ahead of it. And then for his passive, he's putting evades on nowhere allies to drop below 50% max health. While him or nowhere allies have deflect or minor deflect, they gain 50% accuracy. Kind of weird, like a tangled web callout, I guess. Very interesting. He gains focus, and with the T4, he's actually going to be applying offense down for 2 turns to the enemies on spawn. That's pretty big. Mostly, I think that's for defense. On offense, the team doesn't need it. The team just rolls over everything that's not a mirror matchup. And on the mirror matchup, it doesn't really do much because the vulnerables that are, because of the immunities that are out there on the certain characters. It's a good T4. And then in war, gain an additional 50% focus to self and all nowhere allies. So instead of 50% focus, it becomes 100% focus. Like, this is going to be necessary for like the Gamma team, right? Because Braun is giving 200% resistance because somebody developed the team that way. So this is obviously a very, very valuable T4. I don't think it is the end all be all. I don't think he'll be using the mirror match much based on what the current war outline is like. I think the Nowhere team will end up on offense, which I'm very excited for. As far as T4 priority goes, I'm going to go with special, ultimate, then passive, but all being essential. So you eventually want all of them, and the basic, high priority. So we got Raider, special, ultimate, passive, basic if you're trying to max the team out, and will probably be very useful, that basic, when we get to the next legendary event that the Nowhere team is needed for. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative and helpful. I hope you have fun with your Starlord Annihilation. And again, big shout out to Amazon Coins. If you're going to be doing that, please use the link in the description and in the comment section. That'll help the channel out. Appreciate you. Have a good day. Bye-bye. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.